No. That's not playing devil's advocate. That's trying to respond to the best version of an opponent's argument. Is there a reason why people with cancer seem to have this moment where they get quite a bit better and then they just die? You didn't even outdo one of the highest grossing movies of all time. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, Star Wars is not where it used to be, but okay. But you must know that if you're gonna tweet something this edgy, like hours after he's confirmed dead, there's gonna be people that are mad as fuck at you. You must.
He was picking up like the degens of the Twitch,
like Darius IRL and shit.
Darius IRL, Wes.
Is it possible that you play the devil's advocate a lot? Not usually. I don't usually devil's advocate. If I am doing a devil's advocate take, I'll usually say like, okay, I'll argue this point or whatever. It feels like devil's advocate is a big part of your brand. Like when you say, okay, if I'm going to interpret this as charitably as possible. No. That's not playing devil's advocate. That's trying to respond to the best version of an opponent's argument. So let's say, for instance, let's say that I'm trying to buy like a truck or a car. And then how could I think of, oh God, hold on. I'm trying to spin off like a really complicated thing. Let's say that I either want to buy a BMW or I want to buy my Ford Focus RS, okay? And somebody's like, dude, the Ford Focus is going to be way better than the BMW because the Focus is way fucking cheaper, dude, okay? Don't get the BMW, get the Focus, it's cheaper. Yeah. Let's say that when I look at the cost of the two cars, let's say that my car is $40,000. Let's say the BMW is $35,000. Something that I might say is, now I could respond to his argument at face value. I go, well, you're wrong. Look at the sticker price. MSRP, you're wrong, you fucking moron, right? But like, what I could say is like, okay, well, maybe what he means is that like over the course of owning the car, BMWs cost more to maintain, that over the lifetime of the car, the BMW is going to be more expensive than the Focus. Okay, yeah, let's address that argument. I would rather address that argument than knock down the easy, stupid argument, because it's like anybody can knock down dumb fuck arguments and then like call it a day. It's better to kind of like give a slightly more charitable interpretation to give them the strongest argument possible, and then and then to kind of address that argument. Because if you can address the strongest argument possible, then you have a good argument, right? Yeah. What is up with people with cancer? Oh God, wait, hold on. I started reading. I'm sorry. I just started reading something. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me do that again. I feel like I have like a couple examples. Like I think I have one person with my grandma, and then now with Alex's girlfriend. Is there a reason why people with cancer seem to have this moment where they get quite a bit better, and then they just die? Why does this happen? Is there like a medical reason for that? I think I've heard in the past that somebody says that like a lot of the reasons why you feel bad is because your body is fighting, and then at some point it's no longer able to, so it gives up, and then when those reactions stop, you feel a little bit better, and then you just die. Is that actually true? Oh yeah, Total Biscuit did that as well, where he was feeling I think one of Total Biscuit's last tweets was like, I'm finally starting to feel better. Yeah, it was this. This was his last tweet. This couldn't be just because he stopped treatment, because he would know, obviously, that he was going to die, right? One of the last tweets that he made, the second to last tweet that he made, was, the physical part of me is getting a lot better. Mentally, I'm going to need some time. Thanks for your support. And then 3 days later, he died. Were you ever invited to his podcast? We spoke a few times during some of those StarCraft summits. We would talk sometimes. I was never that close with him. Actually, let me revamp that. I was actually so incredibly close to not Total Biscuit. I called him John. We were really close. So really close to coming on his podcast a few times. And he said he was going to have me on in June, and then he died. No, but not really. I spoke to him a lot when we went to the StarCraft summits. He always talked about wrestling, like pro wrestling. I guess he was like unironically like really into it. I never understood that. But yeah, we spoke about it a few times. But the problem is like he always had so many people on, and I was like very, very controversial. So like a lot of the people that he would bring on sometimes were people that have problems with me. So it was kind of hard to like work in like where I would fit in. But yeah, didn't he help you out like crazy with the Destiny 1 tournament? Oh my God, dude. That was such a stressful time period in my life. Because I was going through some really bad, weird relationship personal shit. And then on one of the days, my internet cuxed. And I was going to fucking end myself in a video game. And holy shit. And John decided to host, Total Biscuit decided to host the thing on his channel for that day, and it fucking saved the fuck out of me. Holy shit, I was so, oh my god, I was so upset at that day, yeah. Because he was one of the casters that I had for.
Was one of the worst box office hits. Let me make sure I get the.
Oh no, Devin critiquing art. First of all, whether or not something is good or bad has absolutely nothing to do with the box office numbers, but.
That's right. Yeah, 81% plunge in box office, which is even worse than The Last Jedi, which was 67%. The Rise.
Oh, wait, how much did the? I'm pretty sure that the movie grossed like way over budget, didn't it? If we go to Rise of Skywalker, this is probably, I'm gonna just guess, was this $1 billion film? Like, did it gross over that, or did it not make it that far? Okay, the budget was 275. It grossed over $1 billion. So like, yeah, but it did worse than the other one. Okay, but like a billion. That's with a B, my dude. Like, really? Well, it didn't do quite as well as the other ones.
Skywalker joined the $100 million losing club. So by every metric for a Star Wars release, and especially the last one, the one that the last one in the trilogy, this was absolutely terrible. So it's still gonna make a huge amount of money, but it's the yeah. So it didn't come close to Avengers Endgame. It couldn't.
Okay, first of all, Avengers Endgame is a way more relevant universe. Like, this was like the culmination of like one of the, but like, you didn't even outdo one of the highest grossing movies of all time. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, Star Wars is not where it used to be, but okay.
Couldn't even beat Lion King. And it's gonna make money for Disney, which is unfortunate, but it didn't do as well as The Force Awakens, the idea of the hero's journey. So when I talk about the hero's journey, what I'm talking about is like a person who's born into a whatever situation, right? It can be any one of us. It has to face adversity in some way, and then overcomes that adversity, and simultaneously develops themselves into like a full person. And then as a full person, they take the responsibility of the world onto themselves to conquer evil. And this story has been told and retold throughout history, right? This is the story of Lord of the Rings. This is the story of the original Star Wars, right? So you take a character like Luke Skywalker, and Luke Skywalker is like born on a desert planet in Tatooine. Who basically he's innocent, right? He's part of an environment that he thinks is safe. And then the Empire comes, right? Evil comes and comes into your life. He's forced with adversity. He has to rise up and overcome that. And at first he's like this kid, and he has to like try to, and he has to like go, like he's arrogant, right? And because he's arrogant, he goes and does things like fights his father before he's ever ready, right? And he loses his hand because of it. There's this sense of loss. There's this sense of like weight, and there's this sense of like seriousness on top of like the of the story that's really important. And over time, through the 3 movies in the saga, we see Luke go from being this adolescent kid who really doesn't know what the fuck's going on to like becoming the full person that he's supposed to be, redeeming his father, redeeming himself, and redeeming the order and the galaxy because he integrated his full self. And these stories teach us about what real life is. Like, real life is the same type of thing where it's like you ought to take on the responsibility of the world, of some part of the world or some problem on yourself, and you should go forward with that and become your best self. And these stories are awesome. They're like historically what I think makes our world great is the people that are willing to do these things and the stories that are told through cinema in this way. It's hard to tell a good story like that. And Star Wars is like, I think, like one of the reasons why we talk about, you know, like we still have like Darth Vader is like is a huge part of our culture, and like this, and like the whole Star Wars culture is like a huge part of our culture, and was for 40 years while the movies weren't even being made, right? Like while nobody was capitalizing on these, it was still this like really iconic thing, was because Star Wars told this story maybe better than anybody told it. The last 3 movies are just a to say they're an insult is like a it's like a gentle way to express it. Like they're an utter travesty, right, on what Star Wars and this theme.
Fuck.
Right? Because Rey is the worst character I think ever in cinema, and has none of this development, earns nothing. Right? Is absolutely a superpowered Mary Sue that attains abilities and gains things with no adversity or no trial whatsoever, and then like overcomes these ridiculous like plot odds through either utter chance, like falling into a sandpit and just happening to find the waypoint that needs to get to the next quest or whatever she has to do.
This is all true
or
so
just
far.
raw ability that's completely unexplained and unearned. And like
Even Steven defends the prequels. I do not defend the prequels. Those movies were fucking horrible.
Series, you're hoping that this character develops into something like a full self, but you just never get that payoff, and as a result, you're left with just the ultimate blue balls leaving the theater, and only to realize that this is never going to happen. Like, this is never going to be anything because this is the third movie. It's over. The real cost of this is we've lost a generational story. Like, we've lost something that carried our society, made a massive difference on our culture, and inspired thousands of people for years. And nobody will be inspired by Rise of Skywalker. At the very best, you'll
haven't
be
lost
like,
anything.
that
What do
was
you
an
mean?
okay film. And I'm not in physical pain like I am as a result of seeing that. But nobody will remember Rey and Finn and all those other characters. I can't even remember half their names now. So like, nobody, these won't be like iconic characters that like carry us through adversity and unite us. Like, this is just a payoff that Disney made to make as much money as possible off of an old franchise.
Wait, Star Wars movies are old.
We're
They're not
making
supposed to
movies
carry
now,
us
I
through
think,
forever. Well, you get
with
new movies. That's
plots
what.
and agenda first. I'm so sick of agendas. I'm so sick of wokeness. Holy shit.
Oh no.
I'm so sick of having an agenda first and a story second, because it's a story that moves an agenda, not an agenda that moves a story. And like all this diversity and all this, like, it's bringing us down, and it's making those actual important initiatives weaker. And like, it's just obnoxiously pushed in our face through TV and cinema now, over and over again. I'm so tired of it. Right? You're so afraid of wokeness that you want to make a character that's literally perfect, which is what J.J. Abrams said in his interviews, right? He's like, I'm going to make a character that can literally do no wrong. I'm going to make a character that is like, but that's totally wrong, right? Because like, Rey is not a strong female character. She doesn't represent feminism. She destroys it. She's the absolute epitome of what's wrong with the feminist movement today, right? Is that you can have strong female characters in cinema, and you can make them flawed, and you can make them, and it was just like, because they're real people, just like men, right? They're exactly the same. You can have Trinity, right, from The Matrix. You could have Uma Thurman, like, for Kill Bill, right? These are like, you can have the girl from Firefly, right? These are there's tons of examples of women in cinema that have flaws, and they're still powerful characters that overcome adversity and overcome themselves. But Rey doesn't earn anything. She doesn't.
Okay. Kobe Bryant and thousands more every year could have lived if we all rode trains everywhere. Okay, so this is a decent, like, this is like an edgy humor tweet, right? That's okay. It's a decent edgy humor tweet. But you must know that if you're going to tweet something this edgy, like hours after he's confirmed dead, there's going to be people that are mad as fuck at you. You must know that, right? When I tweet edgy tweets, I know that people are going to get mad as fuck. That's the point. So why would you be surprised? Like, you guys wouldn't have cared about, like, no shit, people. What is this? What is this two-head take? Why do you guys care about him? Just because he's a celebrity that's one of the most celebrated athletes of all time. Like, why do you even care about him? It's not like you knew him personally. It's not like he was your dad. What a stupid fucking tweet. Like, where is the humor? I don't get the joke. I don't know. It just seems like an edgy humor tweet to me. Like, man, if we would have been riding trains, maybe he wouldn't have died, you know? I don't know. It just seems like an edgy humor tweet I got. Whether you think it's funny or not, that's my assumption would be that, like, this is an edgy humor tweet. But then to get upset that, unless they're using it as like a public transit kind of stupid. What is Kobe Bryant's net worth even? It was 500 million? Is that enough to lay tracks throughout the entire United States? I don't know. Okay. If I wanted people to remember me fondly after my death, I would simply not commit sexual assault. Was Kobe Bryant convicted of any type of sexual assault stuff? Okay, this might be like a super fucking biased take. But what I remember at the time was that there was a girl that was messaging Kobe Bryant, and then she said that she wanted to go up to his room and meet him. She went up to his room and met him, and then after she left, some days later, she reported, oh, he sexually assaulted me. That was my understanding of that case. Why is it wrong for people to be upset about it? He was famous about it. Oh, no, it's like, to be upset is like, okay, like, yeah, like a little bit. But to be like, oh, why are people speaking so negatively about him? This is Kobe Bryant. Like, dude, what team was he on again? Like,
The Lakers? What do you mean? Everybody
no,
knows
I
that.
don't know. And a lot of the random, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. I hate it whenever people die because all of a sudden, listen, I'm very cynical, okay? Listen, I'm going to be...
no, I mean, I agree with you.
I'm going to be totally honest with you guys.
But...
It happens in esports a lot too, okay? You guys should just ignore what I'm saying because this is just me being a piece of shit, okay? Every time some famous fucking esports person dies, all of a sudden this dude literally had fucking 92 close fucking friends. Like, oh my god, that guy died. Like, I just talked to him yesterday. It was one of the most heart-to-heart conversations I've ever had in my fucking life. Yeah, honestly, you should do it too because, like, fucking the guy's dead. He's not going to come out and contradict anything you say, so fuck. But, like, I don't know. Fuck that shit. I hate that shit. I've seen people on Facebook do this with randoms. Yeah, of course. Yeah, people do it all the time. Or I'm sorry. I know I sound so bad right now, okay? But, like, whenever... The worst is when somebody's, like, fucking, like, uncle or, like, cousin dies or whatever. And then, like, people are like, oh, like...
Everybody in the family...
That was, like, a... No.
Yeah.
When, like, some, like, fucking, like, third nephew be like, oh, that guy was, like, a father to me. Like, I saw him, like, every 2 years, and he used to give me the best advice. I can't believe he's dead. It's like, I don't know, man. What, the Becca link?
Yeah. That's why I didn't stream earlier today, guys.
Well, guys, fuck, you know, guys, actually, I gotta go, okay? I'm feeling pretty torn up over, what was it? Michael Jordan? Kobe Bryant. Yeah, I'm pretty teared up for that dude, you know? He was one of the greatest golfers of all time, like, fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just... Listen, guys, just don't talk to me about this, okay? I can't do this. Okay, actually, for part of the stages of grieving, I grieve later. So if I don't stream tomorrow...
He's got a reason.
It's because I'm still sad about Kobe.
Because Batman's dead.
What the fuck? Wait, Batman? What, because he's a Dark Knight? Or what do you mean by that?
What?
Whoa.
No, I wasn't. I was just saying, like, what if Batman died tomorrow? That's why you didn't.
No, you said.
No.
You said my Batman died. That was like.
No, I said because Batman's dead, not your
really
Batman.
Weird.
You're making me feel weird, man.
Can you come do
now
something?
Now
to
they're
this guy?
Lucasing me. Damn.
Dan, is it true you're starting a streamer house?
I was thinking about it, but I can't find the business model. Well, I thought if there was a business model, it would be a good idea.
Well, the business model is producing content as a house and monetizing that content. Good luck.
Yeah.
He was picking up, like, the degens of the Twitch.
Like Darius IRL and shit.
Darius IRL, Wes.
Let me tell you something, okay? Darius IRL, with a snap of his fucking fingers, if he could, would overtake Zerka. I'll fucking debate anyone.
He did blackface like 2 months ago.
Didn't Zerka literally quit streaming?
It doesn't matter, okay? Or whoever. Darius IRL is a god of content, and I recognize it. That's what my people do.
Darius IRL is like 2 steps away from sexual assault, Dan, okay? I don't want to...
is good as fucking content.
That's farther away than half the people that fucking are in our Discords and shit.
He said true times 2.
Darius IRL is some of the best content I've ever seen on Twitch, and he just needs a manager to take half of his
He got banned.
Hello, my fellow kids. I like Darius IRL.
You know, the best shit sometimes is on the line. Like, he's the Rosa Parks of streaming, right? He's pushing the boundary.
Oh my god, what is wrong with you?
It's a fact.
It's just
the
not
Rosa
true.
Parks of streaming.
He is.
I've been really interested in playing a campaign like that, where you have like a 10-second enforcement on movement, and then if you don't do it.